Hey everyone, how's it going? Today I'm just going to talk briefly about kind of Andrew Tate. I didn't really want to talk about Andrew Tate. There's so many videos out there about him, and everyone's just trying to cover him. Uh, and yeah, I feel like there's so much content on him that I'm just kind of another person trying to add to it. But it's not so much Andrew Tate I want to talk about. It's Vice and the hit piece that they've done on him. I'm not going to kind of react to the video or anything that they put out. I've seen it, and I'm not here to defend Andrew Tate, and I'm not here to think that he did it. I don't know. I think as far as like how the whole situation is how Vice handled it, I think is pretty bad. Um, and this kind of goes back with other things that Vice has done. They've done pieces where the it's all kind of hearsay, the things that Vice says in a lot of their videos. There's a lot of videos that I love on Vice too. I love watching a lot of their videos, and I think they're quite informative. And for the most part, I think they make a lot of non-biased videos. But for this piece that they did on Andrew Tate, I think it was extremely biased because they don't have evidence and they're just kind of going off of what one person has said. Now, I don't want to discredit this person because you don't know. We just don't know if she's telling the truth or not. And I'm not trying to discredit her because if it comes towards the end of this trial where he is guilty and these things did happen, I would feel super bad to just say that I didn't believe this person because we all know now in the age of how everything has happened with the whole Harvey Weinstein and all that shit that it's really hard to know whether to believe these girls or not because so many of these things have come out and false allegations. Some of them are real, and it's sad because you just don't know who to believe. But I as far as who Andrew Tate is, I think he's a really intelligent guy. I think he has a lot of good things to say. I think he also says a lot of negative things. Some of the stuff, not even just about women, even about like when he talks about like men and sometimes says, yeah, you're just a brokey, you're a loser, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that, like, in some ways I understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to break you down to build you up. And in some regards, for someone like me, that can help. I'm okay with taking that because I know how to interpret it. But I think there's a lot of men out there who don't know how to interpret this. And it's a very, we live now in a very fragile world. We're so protected by everything. We have everything that we need. I mean, it's not like it was back in the day, like, and I mean back in the day, like when you had to go and trade for food. We just go to a supermarket now and buy our food. We can go and watch movies in a movie theater. But anyway, I digress. The point I'm trying to make is that our society is a lot more fragile now, and we have a lot of fragile men, and as some call betas, and I even am guilty of calling some of these men that too, and men who think they're alpha because they're over a six-figure salary or some nonsense like that. I don't buy into all that bullshit. I don't believe it. I think the most important thing that you take away from what Andrew Tate is saying is that just do your best. Like, if you get a job and you really love your job, that's great. Enjoy what you do. Like, make good partnerships with the people at your job if you want to get progress. All these kind of things I think are really important. And make friends and just like at the end of the day, we're all trying to get through this life, and I think if you don't see the big picture, and the big picture is that you're just trying to get from here till the end of your life and be as happy as you can through that. And it's never going to be easy. It's not easy for me either. Like, some days I wake up and I'm just look out the window and the weather is fucking shit and I gotta stay inside and I gotta work from home. And I know some people are like, oh, working from home is great. Yeah, it is. Sometimes it is. And sometimes it's not. It's cabin fever is fucking horrible. But anyway, fuck, I could talk all day, but my point is that Vice put out this fucking hit piece, and I think it was really bad during this whole time when Andrew and Tristan have gone to prison now, because what I think is trying to do is it's just in some ways I think this Vice piece can manipulate a jury's perspective. And I know that the judge is like, well, you can't allow these things to change your perspective or blah, blah, blah. But they do. They always do. Any of the videos that I've seen come up on YouTube now where they're trying to defend Andrew and say, oh, well, this girl was seen coming out and it seems like she's not. Yeah, okay. But you're again, like, how do we really know all the proof? Do we really have facts? Like, and a lot of the comments that I read into that like a lot of men are like, he is guilty, he's guilty, he should be thrown in prison. Like, how the fuck do you know? How do you know? And men who are like, he's innocent, he's completely innocent. You don't fucking know either. Don't make assumptions. Now, unfortunately, like, I would have to say, you're gonna have to let the courts decide. You're gonna have to let his lawyer do what he's gonna have to do. And you're gonna have to allow this thing to proceed by judge and jury. And I know that the system in Romania might be a little fucked up or whatever, and however you think it is happening, you can't trust anyone, you can't do that. Yeah, we can't, but how else are we going to rely on a system? We have to allow something to make the call. And unfortunately, as he said, oh, the Matrix and blah, 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 yeah, okay, well, maybe he's right. But like, if we don't allow for government or any of these kind of things to be, step in and kind of make decisions for us, like, the world would be in disarray. Like, we can't operate on those levels. So again, like, going back again, I've digressed and I'm sorry. I go on these rants, but to go back again to Vice putting out that video, like, there was and these are journalists, there was no actual evidence. They're just allegations, and there's nothing to say that what Andrew did is actually true. Like, they're just allegations, and I know that he's been exonerated, or in the past that he hasn't been found guilty for these things. And I actually just saw another Sky News piece that was about 2 minutes long, and they totally were just total media frenzy where they just bashed him and were like, he's into violence and he's done for criminal activity, and made it sound like this guy was like a fucking drug dealer, hitman. Like, they slandered him badly, and I was like, okay, calm. What the fuck's like? Sky News, chill the fuck out, like stop trying to paint this picture, and then they go and ask a girl, oh, what do you think? Oh, I think he's terrible, I hate him, he's awful. And then they ask another guy, well, I don't really know, and he gave a more honest perspective because he doesn't know, but she gave her opinion and says, because maybe she heard sound bites from a TikTok that are 10 seconds long, which most people have heard about Andrew Tate, and that's how they make their judgment on him. Now, I've heard other things from Andrew, like he did this Christmas kind of video to people, and it was really negative, and it was harsh, it was terrible. In some ways, there's a bit of comedy to it, but at the end of the day, it was a very negative piece. And also him, the way he had tweeted out to Greta Thunberg or whatever, I also think it's not necessary. This doesn't help anyone. And for a lot of people, they're like, oh, well, it's funny, but it's not funny for some people. So, this is the thing, like, this is the thing about YouTube and TikTok and everything. We love drama. Like, humans just love drama, and we all chase after it, and we want to know what the next big piece of drama is. And there's going to be a day when Andrew Tate is not going to be around, and he's not going to be the next thing. There's going to be some other fucking guy or some other girl, and then everyone's going to race to her to see who this person is, and then there's going to be all this shit around them. But you know, as far as what you should believe and what you should take in, don't believe anything. Don't write all this bullshit on YouTube of who you think is innocent or guilty. Like, just allow the courts to make their decision on what's going to happen. Just don't read into it.